Welcome to the design guide for our new Superstitial ad units. These units are designed to do a screen grab automatically of whatever page they're running on, and then have an interesting transition, in this case a fallback of the ad, revealing an entire page where you can promote the advertiser's message. When closed, the screen will pop back in again, leaving you with the normal functionality and browsability of that web page. The user can click to watch the effect again, but it's basically the way to give you the maximum possible space to show an advertiser's message without any other interference visually. So you can see here these units can either be manually closed or have an automatic countdown timer built in to have the page snap back. From a design standpoint, what you're doing is you're just uploading a large image. We recommend a 1024 by 768 image simply because that's about the smallest screen size you're going to run into from anyone previewing this ad, and it makes sure that your message doesn't get truncated if the viewer is on a smaller resolution screen versus a larger resolution screen. So how do you build these ads? Very simple. Let's come to our builder here. Start with our media. Basically, as we mentioned, you have your main container media. 1020 by 768 is what we recommend. You can make it bigger, but just keep in mind that that image might get truncated if they're viewing it on a smaller window than that. You can use JPEGs, PNGs, or GIFs. We do not allow SWF uploads for this particular unit. You can, however, include video. If you want to do video overlays, that's entirely possible. Next up, you have your See That Again image. So if we preview the ad, again, you can see the ad will fall down. When the user collapses it, they're back at the home page, and you'll have an image up here in the upper left-hand corner that you can either use ours. We have a little animated GIF sample, or you can upload your own that, if clicked, will reactivate the sequence again. You can upload that here. You can either use our default close button or upload your own image. And then finally, as we mentioned, you can upload MP4 files for video. Just needs to be an 8 megabyte max. And if you have any questions about converting or using our recommended converter, please contact us. Step 2 is for colors. This is an important step in this unit. The first color is for your media container background color. Right now we have this set to black. Now if we preview the ad again, what you'll see is if we make the browser window a little bit larger, you will start to see the margin. So if this is being viewed on a larger browser, you're going to see a margin to the left and potentially below. So typically you're going to want to set that margin color to be the same color as the edging of your image. In this case, it's black. So if we were to set this to something else from a color standpoint, if we come in here and let's make it purple, just for the sake of this unit, we'll save that, and when we preview the ad now, you can see our margin color is going to be purple. It doesn't look quite as nice or as slick as the black. So just make sure you keep in mind to set this margin or background color to the same as the edge of your imagery, whether that's white or black or something in between. So we'll go ahead and set this back to black. And next down you have your countdown timer color. If you're using a black background, you're probably going to make this light or white. If you're using a white background, you may set this darker to gray or black. That's just the color of the continue on to website text if you're using it. You've got your test mode color and then your website screen grab background color. This is probably going to be always white. Your website is probably typically white, but if you have something other than white as a background color for your web page, you're going to adjust that to match. Click-through URLs, just like all our ad units, this can have up to 4 different hit areas and click-through URLs. You don't have to include all 4, but here's where you set the actual click-through URLs. You're going to set the positioning down here in your settings. So coming through our settings, as we mentioned, you can set the media container, the background image, to be any size you want, but we recommend 1020 by 768, but you can adjust that. You can give it a vertical offset, meaning you're bumping it down from the top of the page and number of pixels. 0 buttresses it up to the top. We recommend leaving it at 0, but you can adjust that. Next up, dropping cookies. Very important for this ad unit. Limit the auto fall down to once every X hours per visitor. So this ad by default, when you drop it on your page, it's going to run every single time unless you set this setting, what happens is when it runs once, it'll drop a cookie onto the visitor's browser. When they revisit that page, if you've set this, for instance, to 24 hours, if they revisit that page anytime again within the next 24 hours, they're not going to have that fallback effect automatically happen. That's important because this is a big unit, very visually distracting, and you want to make sure that your viewers do not get aggravated by seeing that every single time. So 12, 24 hours, something like that is probably appropriate. Your countdown timer, right now we have it set to 15 seconds. You can put 20, 30, whatever you want, or no if you don't want a countdown timer and have it automatically close. That'll remove that element completely if you switch this to no. In terms of positioning that countdown timer, right now we have a horizontal and vertical offset. These are adjusted against the upper left-hand corner of your media container. So when we preview the ad, you'll notice our media container. If I expand this down here, we've got our media container is here. This is the upper left-hand edge. This countdown timer is now X number of pixels to the right and down from this edge, not from the browser window. So it always aligns to the media container. So that's your horizontal and vertical offset for your countdown timer. Your See That Again button, you can give it a custom width and height. Our default happens to be 100 by 80. Now the See That Again button is positioned not off of the media container, but off of the browser window itself. So you'll notice when we preview this ad and we close it, our See That Again button stays aligned to the browser window as we expand and contract the screen, not to the media container. So that's the one element that is aligned to the browser window as opposed to the media container. So you've got the horizontal and vertical offset for that. Your close button, you can adjust the height and width here. You can give that a horizontal and vertical offset. And again, the close button is offset from the media container as opposed to the browser window. Video, as always, you can include a video. If you've uploaded one, you simply say yes, include video. You can give that a custom height and width. We have it 500 by 300 in this case. You can give that a custom horizontal and vertical offset, again, from your media container. Let's make this 100 pixels to the right and 200 pixels from the top. You can auto start the video automatically, and correspondingly the audio independently. You can have that automatically start, yes or no. So when we preview our ad now, when it falls back, we're now going to have a media player and a video running on top of the ad itself. So that's how you do the video. We'll go ahead and turn that off for the moment. And then finally down here underneath the video settings are your hit areas. So custom hit areas, typically you're going to have at least one. We typically recommend hit area 1, you set that to the same height and width as your media container, in this case 1020 by 768. Because it's the same size, you don't really need to apply a vertical or horizontal offset. If you want a second, third, or fourth, just like all our ad units, you simply say, I'd like a second hit area. Let's say you have a click here to visit Facebook somewhere on the image, and maybe it's down in the right-hand corner. So let's make this 750 pixels to the right and 500 pixels down from the top. So, sorry, we didn't give that a height and width. So let's make it 100 by 100 for height and width. And then the offset, 750 to the right and 500 down from the top. We could activate custom hit area 3, height, width, and offset, custom hit area 4, height, width, offset. And then at the bottom is your test mode. So you can always turn on test mode and see exactly where your hit areas are living. So in this case, you've got hit area 1, that's the entire background, and you've got hit area 2 now positioned in the bottom right-hand corner. You could bump that farther to the right, farther down if you wanted, and align it to where you need. So that's it for the Superstitial templates. As always, if you have questions, call us at 866-467-2289. Thank you.